Hi everybody, what's up? How you all doing? Welcome to our new Tribal Members. Yay! Should we have a drum roll? Yes! And let's roll. Brilliant. Hope you're all doing well today. Okay, and if not, well, smile. It tricks your brain into thinking that you're doing well. I'm going to talk about something that somebody asked me. So I'm going to give the answer, if I may. I'm not going to say the gentleman's name, obviously, but this is basically what happened, because it might have happened to you and you might relate. And perhaps my answer will help you. I hope so. He says that he's a mature man and his fiancée has borderline. Something happened, we haven't gone into it yet. She just leaves. She's gone. He doesn't understand that. Fairly fair, if he didn't know what borderline is all about, of course. Now here's the thing. There's one camp of people who are going to say, yep, borderlines, they are the worst. Total, horrible people, biatches of note. Okay, or men, you know, these freaking bastards. The one camp. Another camp that's going to say, no, you're wrong. You need to be informed. If you understand the illness, you will understand what the person with the illness is trying to deal with, and you can then know how to navigate your relationship. But you can't unless you understand the nature of the beast, can you? No. So what does he do? Well, the first thing is to learn about borderline, which is what I'm teaching him. How does it manifest? How does it play out in the person? Why is it there? And is it healable? Can one get better? Well, yes, one can definitely get better. It plays out in various ways. The person who suddenly leaves, what will have happened? And if this has happened to you, just think about it. You have an argument about something, or a disagreement about something, and something's brought up which will actually terrify the borderline, the person who has borderline, shall I say. Now, they are not going to tell you what you've said has terrified them, or the situation within the situation, because they are afraid that you might lash back at them. And backlash is something somebody with borderline does not deal with very well, because they're immediately reduced back to that child that is terrified. People with borderline are very much afraid of a lot until they start working on certain areas of their brain and their mind to get rid of these fears from childhood. So the first response that a person with borderline will do when suddenly feeling, uh-oh, something's wrong, it's like the deer in the headlights, frozen, got to get out of here. They run. So they run. They run because they're trying to find safety, even though there's no actual danger. Right? That's the first thing. So the best thing to do, learn about it, and then go and find the person that you love. They are not terrible people. In life, there are people who are horrible, and there are people who are not. There are people who are very generous, and there are people who are exceedingly greedy. In life, there are innocent people, and there are evil people. We cannot put down a person who has borderline personality disorder. We cannot put that down to all people with borderline are evil monsters, which has been said so often everywhere, and it should be a crime, because that is not true. Okay, so You certainly don't have a bunch of Hitlers running around, right? So we need to just get that straight. So you learn about it, and then you've got to have a certain amount of, because this comes into it, how do I deal with my partner who has borderline when he or she loses their shizzle? What do I do? You've got to have a certain amount of understanding, but also you must be strong enough to understand it's not about you. Unless obviously there's a pointed disagreement and it very much is about you. Maybe you've done something that's kiboshed your entire relationship. But if someone with borderline tends to just lash out or run away, which is the first thing, is to just run away. It's not about you, it's about their fear. So instead of feeling slighted and it's not fair, this sounds like a big ask, but you're talking about quite a severe mental illness. You need to drop your ego and just be love. Be love. And you go and you find this person. Obviously, I'm not giving the entire outlook here because I'm talking to this person. But what to do is to go and find the person who's run away. Especially if you've been with them for so long, you know them. That's the thing I can tell you guys. You know the essence of the person you're with. That is what you work on. Not on their funny quirks or the tantrums or stuff. That can be sorted out with counseling, with therapy, with whatever. But you know the essence of the person, right? That is what you love. That doesn't change. The essence of someone doesn't change. Their behavior can change. Their wants and their dislikes and likes can change, not their essence. So if you fell in love with someone, you fell in love with her essence, that's not gone. But borderline is like this horrible little dragon that sits on the shoulder, waiting to breathe fire. And they get triggered. But there are good times in your relationship and there are bad times. And so work it out. Do you want to keep your relationship? Does the good outweigh the bad? Or is it the other way around? Because if it's the other way around, then of course you end your relationship. But that would be in any relationship. I'm not going to separate people who have borderline from the general populace. There are horrendous people out there. Selfish and greedy and money grabbing and whatever people who don't have borderline. I refuse to separate the two. However, I can say the person with borderline is a heck of a lot more fragile than the majority who don't have borderline, who are, if they are greedy and selfish and hateful. They're not very sensitive people. People with borderline are. So you learn what you can about it. You get hold of me if you need help. My email is here. We take it from there. And know the person you love is in trouble. Whether it's due an argument or whether it's not, the person you love's in trouble. Inside, heartfelt. Then you have the foundations for an everlasting, loving relationship. If you can do that. And then the person, your partner with borderline, will reciprocate. Never take someone's accusations or running away or something if they have a mental illness to heart, because they are basically in trouble. They're in a crisis, so they've run away. It's not about you, even if you were the person who had the argument. So don't take it personally, please. Okay? And try and sort it out. The world is at war. Let's just try and be love. Okay? Wish I could play One Love here, but YouTube will throw it out. What to do? Okay then, I hope that helps. But if you need any help, you can contact me. I'm a counselor and a coach, and I understand borderline personality disorder like the back of my hand. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.